This is actually going to be really interesting.
Yeah,
I like this matchup. A10, tap, Dan. Dan popped off last time against France.
On the Netherlands side, A10, we saw him on the Reaper before. We saw him on it in the match against Spain. He does play a lot of the Reaper, but I feel like he is more known for, you know, his Zarya gameplay. So the fact that he is playing the Reaper here, it could be a good counter to the Reinhardt, but in team play environments, it is a lot more difficult to get the jump.
Yeah, and so we're seeing another situation, by the way, where Netherlands are playing that really zippy backline that just wants to get like right up in your face with the Lucio Moira, and you know, they're going right into a full charge beam here from Pac, and like France, they're just gonna repel them. Like they can't comfortably play as close as they want to because France is just pumping out so much damage right now that Netherlands can't sit comfortably, and France just take early capture percentage on the point without even finding a kill
France
yet.
is like, I love how aggressive both teams are.
Nico, but they are just not allowing Netherlands to get a single toe onto this objective. They're forcing them really far back. Obviously, the Mesa Metra
France
very
is
powerful.
fucking.
And the fact that
they are a unit, bro. They are a unit.
Free beam charge for Pac as well. Now they're just trying to slow down Don right in the middle. There's not a lot of places he can go. Excellent fire strike from Ben, and obviously slow targets against Reinhardt's hammer. What are you gonna do there? The Coalescence invested. That's an interesting decision from Buddy so early into the game, only 34% and already a Coalescence, but it's expended so quickly.
I think Buddy thought that the rest of his team would still
Jay,
be
I'm
alive
on top
by the
500
time he
on
was
like
finished
8 hours of
casting the
Ashe, not a
Coalescence,
mate.
but
I've seen your
that
Ashe,
just
bro.
kind of wasn't the case, and that ultimate kind of goes
I don't
down the
think you're an
drain.
Ashe
You know,
player.
Coalescence and Animatrix are both like lightning fast ultimates that you get,
Yeah.
you know, in no time flat, but Reviews was just a little bit faster on the draw there, and France paid, they took advantage of the damage, and Buddy just kind of got caught out there.
Yeah, France, they're really stacking up the ultimates as well. Now, Annihilation just now coming up for Dawn, but there's the Symmetrical Wall to come through, and the Shatter as well. Ben Bass looking for a good engage. Annihilation to counter. Now the Sound Barrier from
You know what's really
FD
crazy?
looking to disengage, and it does so perfectly. Blizzard, however, also expended almost every single
I've been playing this game for years, chat, and it's really nice to see that Nico and like a lot of old names that were like pre-Overwatch League are still playing this game today competing. That's fucking awesome.
Winning ultimate, and the Netherlands, they are really looking to reset and regroup. They also don't have too many ultimates in the bank.
I mean, that was such a good beat there from FD God, doing a little bit of limit testing and able to keep France alive in the fight. That's not going to be available for perhaps Blizzard, though, so be on the lookout for that one here as Don just takes Review down. So now you don't even have the immortality field for it.
Yeah, the immortality field going out is a little bit of a sore spot for France here, and now with the Blizzard coming through, FD God doesn't have the sound barrier. Reviews that has just started to come up, and Netherlands, they're able to flip the point. They did have to use the Coalescence and the Blizzard in order to do it, but they do hold on to the Death Blossom from A10.
And the way A10 has been playing this Reaper kind of historically is he likes to lurk around corners and wait to pounce with the Death Blossom. We'll see if that's the way he decides to do it, you know, this time around. It looks like, yeah, he is just kind of like
I wouldn't be surprised France committing ults in this fight, because Netherlands just used a lot.
Take the main route there, so I don't expect to see that Death Blossom come out just yet, but in the mid-fight, definitely look out for it.
Yeah, that Amp Matrix now going to come through. We've seen a lot of really nice Amp Matrix Fire Strike combos, but it's going to be an Amp Matrix Shatter combo here. Now it has to be the Death Blossom to try and get something out of this, but immediately FD God drops the sound, drops the beat, and A10 is just charged.
France is just looking like a better team right now, dude. They're playing so fucking well together.
From the Netherlands, they try as they might. There is nothing. France do secure first point.
For France there, it's just like a game show where it's like, you know, pick which door you want to go through, and behind one of those doors is just a big fist that's going to knock you out. They chose correctly because A10 was lurking behind a completely different door and had to entirely reposition, and then France just, you know, they forced positioning from the Netherlands with their Amp Matrix and with their Earth Shatter, and by the time the Death Blossom comes out for A10, it's like it has to be a hero play, like it has to find pretty much a whole team kill on its own, and there's nothing to support it, nothing to keep him alive throughout the entire duration of that ultimate ability. So yeah, he chose an attack route, chose wrong, and France, they just walk up to the point and say, we'll be taking this now. That's ours.
Yeah, not to mention, kind of half of that Death Blossom got unloaded into, like, Ben Best's shield. So he didn't even get the healing that Reaper would typically get if he was able to get more damage onto actual bodies instead of that, like, 100,000 health shield that Ben Best has. So now this time, we're headed to Sanctum. I feel like this is one of the first times we've actually seen this map being played over here in Nepal because there are so many 2-0s in control point, but it's definitely looking pretty interesting thus far. We see
damn the boop off the map. That's a big one. They don't. Oh, the boop off the map. Does he? Oh, he's TP. Oh, he's too slow.
Okay, both of these Lucios
he was trying to TP back on.
This
This is a Lucio playground.
Right before that control point unlocks, but hotly contested by both teams. However, with the help of Tap, they're able to isolate a lot of France's players. Reviews comes in quick with the Immortality Field and clutches them from the jaws of defeat, but Netherlands is the one to get the first touch.
It's so bloody back and forth, though. It's looking like France might be able to flip it here, but they're not able to, like, fully evict the Netherlands just yet. You still have Moira and, you got Buddy on the Moira and A10, who finally does fall, though, and that should be France capping. But FD God invests the sound barrier to do it, and there wasn't really that much of a threat at that point in time. Like, you only really saw the Moira and the Reaper. Like, you have to know that those two players are gonna, like... They're gonna dip at the first sign of trouble with the Fade and with the Wraith form, and you can easily dispatch them once those are done. So this might be an opportunity for the Netherlands if they can come up on the Blizzard or the Annihilation really quick.
Okay, but they eliminated Pac so quickly, even though the Sim turrets could have been such a threat. They're trying to force positioning from this Amp Matrix. Symmetro turrets are still doing quite a bit of damage, but Ben Best, he's got nowhere to go, so he's going to go ahead.
No, I actually do like the Reaper pick more than the Sim pick here, but I don't know.
Is left over.
The Sim wall is going to be a huge fucking ult, like right there.
And they're holding on to this point.
Oh, they're actually committing. France is actually committing after losing Ben Best.
But the Blizzard from
I don't know if they should.
That's going to be the game breaker and the deal breaker.
Yeah,
now
I don't know if they should commit it.
And the Annihilation. Pac
they literally just
gone down to
they had point actually.
Bastion of Dan and A10 now taking down Reviews. They're missing their burst healing. They're missing.
I don't know.
Tank.
I don't know if they should have committed ults after a lost fight, but they got like 20% more, 30% more.
Fight, even though they lose it, but they don't get nothing for it.
But they use literally all their ults.
But hey, A10, back up to your old tricks, gonna lurk. There's a 50-50 chance this time.
You could stall without using your ults, though. You might still be able to catch them out
even if they try and go the other way. And you're also looking at Tap with the Blizzard here. And FD God doesn't have the sound barrier yet.
Oh my gosh. That was a huge Blossom. That was actually so clean.
That's good for Netherlands.
Usually you don't
that was
really
a mass,
see that
was a massive. That's actually really good for the Netherlands because they only used one ult to win that team fight.
And Dan was right there, Nemesis Swarm, following it up, corralling them into Reaper shotguns. It was excellent. And France, they're forced for the reset, and they are actually at a deficit.
They chose the door with the fist that time.
And they got no ult charge for that fight,
This is the sound barrier that's going to have to be invested from France. FD God looking to keep them alive with the overhealth, but Ben Best is taking so much focus fire. Reviews is able to get them back up with his heals, but Nico forced into the ice block as well. Buddy actually going to be the first to find a pick.
No, that's why I said I'm really surprised they used their ults to stall that for an extra 20% because you literally like ruined your ult economy.
Go down, but
and especially that fight where they used the Reaper Blossom, that was such a quick fight. They couldn't even build ults. So I mean, this is actually really good for the Netherlands.
Like they have the beat and the Annihilation, and you're kind of counting on.
But France is getting the ults right now, though.
There it goes, but no, he's actually.
I don't think it's going to be enough, though. I think they ruined their ult economy, and that's why they're taking the L right here.
Comes out from A and J, and Netherlands. I mean, they've lost Don, but Ben Best is also down. Netherlands are holding on.
They need to find a way onto this point. At the last second, Pac is able to contest it and activate that overtime once again. Sim turrets onto the objective, and they're trying to corral them into this very thin corridor at the end. FD God sound barrier just in time. Lots of sustain for the squad, and Blizzard now from Nico could potentially be a game changer. Nico, however, neutralizing Tap means that they should be able to flip the point here. Dawn comes back in a blazing glory.
Nah, Netherlands is going to save their ults. They have 3 ults. 3 ults against 0 ults. All they have to do is use their ults, win the team fight, and they win.
To eliminate most of the Netherlands.
If they don't win, this is literally so easy for Netherlands right now. France fucked up their ult economy. You don't want to do that. That's actually fucking massive.
Meanwhile, Jay killed Ben Best, disengaged, and now his taxiing his whole team back into the fight. And now it's going to be kind of a ranged fight, whereas like France's comp wants to fight close, but they don't have the opportunity to do it. So now the door's open for the Netherlands to just swing it up over to the point, where now the fight's gonna have to happen. And if A10 pops this Death Blossom, it might be over.
Oh, the Death Blossom comes out in tandem with the Blizzard.
Ult economy is so
the Blizzard that's finding the picks.
important.
Actually holds onto the Death Blossom until the last
economy
second.
is so important. That's why, hey,
of ultimates.
don't
France,
use your ults if you already have the point. You could probably use one, the sim wall, and then play the sim wall and get more percentage, but don't use all your ults.
And like I said, when it's that close, you need to try and find a pick.
That was a good round from the Netherlands. That was a massive fucking round.
But the fact that they lost Ben Best at the
I'm so glad this is actually like an even match.
To head for the hills as soon as the damage was done meant that like France couldn't play close enough to try and go for a play like that. It was all or nothing on the point, and you have two of the best area denial ultimate abilities on the field in the Blizzard and the Death Blossom. That like if you're just caught out by those, and they find like even one kill at that point, there's not really much left for you to do. And not only that, but I believe FD God had used the sound barrier in the fight prior, so you don't even have that lifeline. And you know, now we're on the third point here. Netherlands looking pretty formidable here. We're going to Village, and neither team is going to try and take that approach directly onto the point. It looks like France will get there first, but that's because Netherlands is lurking.
France, they are taking a lot of this damage right out in the open. A lot of the players bunched up very close
20
together,
HP and got the kill. Wow.
Shooting grounds for A10, taking down Ben Best. And I feel like as soon as you have that Reinhardt isolated into both the Reaper and the Ramatra, there is not much you can do. Team unprotected by the tank. Reviews fall.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That sustain healing
Chat, if you guys didn't know, TLDR, France has 8 coaches. They have more coaches than players on the team.
Composition like slightly incorrectly. Like I don't want to like overcoach this team or try and like, you know, throw my own opinions at them here, but like every other time we've seen this lineup of heroes that France is coming out with, they want to teleport to the point and hold on the point and force the Netherlands to play into them. But the Netherlands is playing that fast comp where they want to just run right at you, and France, like, they're not fighting on the point, so they just let that happen, and now they have to be the ones to engage.
And here's the Symmetra wall to try and just dance in and out and get a lot of the damage down very quickly. They have the Amp Matrix. They're trying to force the positioning. The Immortality Field does come through, and the Blizzard as well. So many ultimates.
I wonder if one of the 8 coaches wants to come on our stream.
So close to the Shatter as well. And
Little Richie, appreciate the massive Prime sub. Mono, appreciate the massive 3 months.
Well.
Big Shatter from Ben Best.
And the Shatter stuns both on the objective. They're able to flip it so decisively here. And it's just all one person left on the point. Buddy has nowhere to go. But France, they
is it apple pie?
A little bit of an uphill battle.
That was a really good attempt there.
I appreciate the massive Prime sub.
I think he telegraphed that the Shatter was coming, but was just like a millisecond too late, and Ben Best just hops over up above it. And
I know France is gonna win, and France is favored to win this chat. But I kind of want Netherlands to win.
A little bit more. I want to see Netherlands.
What a damn dude! What a fucking pick and
then the fight's already done and dusted. That was a great wall to like stop the exit, and you can see Dan just sheepishly heading back. In Nemesis form, like,
I'm not going over there. You can't make me.
I'm not taking this fight.
But at the very least, Netherlands has more ultimates coming up than France does. Like, Review should be able to get the Amp Matrix up very quickly, but otherwise, none of them are really on a good pace to an ultimate for this next fight. Ben Best, though, going to do his best to soak up all the damage that he can and get as much charge as possible. On the other hand, they have the Blizzard, which is going to come through quickly. Ben Best charges out of its range, but it does leave the objective relatively unprotected. Nico able to take down Dan without the tank. The Coalescence does come through, and
you guys say I'm a fucking curse. How about you curse this?
Especially the Coalescence doing so much damage, and Reviews, he really has nowhere to go. What a fight from Netherlands. Once again, the coordination of their ultimates is just insane.
France doesn't need the support of a streamer to win the World Cup.
Hosing everyone down with
but you need 15 fucking coaches.
From A10, but that's another expensive fight for the Netherlands.
You got enough coaches to make another team.
Contest here, but like it's still so back and forth that like Netherlands will have a chance to recontest even if they lose it. So it's the fight here. I want to see how France expends their ults, and I want to see the fight after next to see what ends up happening. But yeah, France, like they just took the point for free. They just snuck right
There
underneath
was no contest at all because of that May barrier, and on top of that, as soon as they're coming into the objective, they're like, okay, we have these sim turrets everywhere, and they are doing a good job of defending so far, but
as a
reviews
French,
have gone
that
down.
hurts
They're
my
once again
feelings. Hey,
missing
listen,
that sustain
friendly
from the
banter,
back line,
man.
but it's the sound barrier that's going to
All I
negate
want is a good
that.
game.
Ben Best swinging the hammer, and okay,
And France is going to take the first map.
Oh wait,
that was
they're
a
actually
good.
letting Buddy escape.
That's gonna be a
Oh,
stagger.
okay.
That's one of their fastest heroes. They only have 5 seconds to try and touch. It's gonna be all up to ANJ.
They're not
And
touching.
they just wall him off. France just stole that one from the Netherlands entirely. So like this map kind of like it simultaneously favors those rush compositions and it favors the long range hit scan kind of play. So you might see some Hanzos coming out from either side. You might see, you know, Old Reliable. You might still see the May. I don't think we're gonna see as much of A10 on the Reaper this time around because this isn't a great Reaper map, and so you're not even going to see A10 at all. They're actually going to swap map for Pastor, who is playing the Hanzo. I feel so validated right now.
Apparently he only plays Reaper, so if he can't play Reaper on the map, it's Pastor who's going to be playing a little bit of that projectile DPS. But otherwise, a pretty brawly comp from Netherlands side. On the other hand, I feel like, I don't know if they definitely are keeping the Symmetra, but that's really interesting to start off.
Yeah, so they're gonna want to like put turrets above the spawn doors or potentially on the cart just to kind of like make it so that the Netherlands are never fully comfortable trying to take an angle. They're gonna be taking that turret damage and have to kind of turn around and deal with that real quick. And that might give Nico the opportunity to hit a quick like icicle to the dome, maybe a 1-2.
Okay, chat, let's see this.
Like, it's mostly just for this like
I don't know why the
beam damage, right?
I don't know why the casters are calling
ANJ.
A10 a one
Yeah,
trick.
Netherlands are
They think he
back
only
in.
plays Reaper.
Faster with the angle. Finds Pack though. That's not the most high value pickoff, but that's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, at least they're able to get the Symmetra out, you know, kind of a pain in the side. Okay, Pastor looking to try and break spawn with the occasional Symmetra pick, but it's not working just yet. They still
Yeah,
are
I think
able
so,
to push the
Sriracha-san.
payload, hotly contested. Yeah, these
said-
aren't
they
really
said he only
spawn
plays
breakers
Reaper, I
heroes,
think.
right? And France, the comp that
I don't
they're
think they
running
call
is
them a
so
Reaper one trick. I think they were
heavily
trying to say he only
defensive that
plays
it's
Reaper
really
in that
difficult
comp,
for them
maybe.
to
I
get
don't know, I'm
out
trying to
of
give them
the
the
way
benefit of the doubt.
all of this damage that's being front-loaded at them. They're able to get this amplification matrix out from reviews, and that's going to force a lot of positioning. But the annihilation, because of all the damage that Dan's been taking, it's the mortality field, the only thing that's keeping Dan up, and there is a lot of damage to come through from France's side. But Dan, they're actually able to take down so much because of that immortality field.
That was a
and
real
because of the
good hold
stain
by
given
France.
by
That was a real
Buddy.
good. I mean, they took off a minute 20.
Hold, both
a
by
good
France,
hold.
and an effective way to break the hold there from the Netherlands. They just built up that annihilation and
That
just
was a-
kinda
that was a
walked
good
forward
hold.
with it. The sim TP to also kind of let them get out
Ain't
of the
no
spawn
way you
door a
guys are
little bit more
spamming O
safely,
right
take a more
now when
favorable
nothing even
angle is-
happened. Nothing
is, pretty
happened.
high value
Stop.
here, but you're going to be looking at France to be able to take a fight at this first corner here. Interesting that they're not approaching from the high ground, and they're actually going to take a wide angle. And yeah, Buddy can just use an amp matrix to stop them.
And the Amp Matrix is looking to force the positioning, but the Symmetra wall comes out to counter very, very quickly, so you are just able to kind of stand wherever they want to. Now the turret's going out onto the entrances, trying to stop them from pushing any further. They're
Let's
still
see how many
holding
ults
around
France
the choke
uses here.
point, but
They
very
shattered,
brawly from both
they
of these
beated.
sides. The Shatter doesn't find anything, and it's actually going to just be a Sound Barrier, Blizzard, and Dragon Strike to try and force France back. But it's not working too well. They are able to find FD God, and as soon as those ultimates end, it's actually when they catch them all out of position, and a second team kill from the Netherlands.
So early on in that fight, Nico, he uses the Blizzard, right? And like I said, typically when we see the recontest come through on this point, we see it from the high ground, and because they came from that long angle and got shut away by that Amp Matrix, he didn't get a favorable chance to use it.
I don't know
and
who's
no one was
trolling
able to
more,
follow up
France
on
or
it.
my
And now,
fucking
like,
chat at
you know,
this
you see
point.
France
You guys
using
are
their
a bunch
Amp
of
Matrix to
trolls.
try and keep the Netherlands off the point. The pickup onto ANJ, though, might actually be what seals the deal for them, but Netherlands haven't gone away yet.
Yeah, France still is contesting the payload, though, and they've got few players that are left dancing around this objective. Another annihilation. They need to be careful. Ben Best doing their best to just square away all this damage with the shield, but the Fire Strike does miss, and there's not much that they can do with the Amp Matrix just, like, ticking through on Buddy. They could use it at any time, just shred all of the players from France. They don't, but still
That was a good hold. That was a good hold. They have 3 minutes for the middle phase. That was actually really
There's
good.
not much to do here. Netherlands find point A.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom for France. They bleed a significant amount off the time bank, but now Netherlands have 3 minutes to get through Distillery phase, and because they have the Hanzo, Pastor's going to want to try and play on top of these boilers and on top of this high ground, and France don't really have a way to contest that aside from Nico with some icicles, so he's going to have a shooting gallery,
my
and
bad,
France are
Jazzy.
going to have to try and like play around those arrows, play around Ben Best's shield, but even still, Pack gets clipped.
Oh, nicely done to take out the Amp Matrix and take down Pack with the help of that Amp Matrix. Now Tap does have the Blizzard. On the other hand, both of those DPSs have those ultimates out. Symmetra with the shield, trying to get some good positioning in and dance back and forth through it. Nico still has that Blizzard ready, but Tap is the one to pull the trigger first on that Blizzard. The Immortality field is expended and Reviews capitalize right as it ends with the Amp Matrix, and it forces Netherlands back. They know they don't want to push any further while that Amp Matrix is active.
And this is where it's going to get kind of difficult for the Netherlands because they don't have Pastor up on that high ground anymore. France can play
That's
really
a good dragon.
aggressive. Pastor can use the Dragon Strike just to stave off the aggression, but you can't stave off a Ben Best Earth Shatter quite so easily. That's the kind of aggression that's going to win France the fight. And hello, we're investing Annihilation?
Yeah, I mean, this feels like a little bit of a desperate pull of the trigger from Don. They're getting so much damage blown out onto them, and Ben Best is dishing out so much, especially at close range. Besides, can't just wait out that ultimate with the help of the shield here. So, I mean, France, they do invest a lot into that fight.
Remember when I was saying France's ult economy is kind of trash? I don't know what Netherlands is doing right there. That Ramble was kind of questionable.
And no swap coming up from Don. He's staying on the Ramatra, and like France have like every advantage they could ask for now. We're approaching like a minute left. Netherlands no longer have the positional advantage nor the ult advantage. They burned that all down the drain, and now you've got Pack on the Hanzo.
France is aggressive as fuck.
Raining down death, and Netherlands have to backpedal.
They're taking an eco round,
yeah. Nico with a pick onto Pastor is huge as well.
This is pistols.
They know that they don't have that range damage to contest Pack now, and Pack is doing a lot of work here on the Hanzo. Don going into Nemesis form and looking for some good punches, but Reviews is able to shut that down pretty quickly. Now Netherlands looking to regroup once again as we head into 30 seconds left over.
Dude,
oh,
Netherlands, what are you guys doing, bro? After I just said I want you guys to...
Pack just gonna go ahead and take him right down, and like, look at the ult.
You know what? I want France to win. Come on.
You have 30 seconds to break through this. Like, how
come on, let's change this up. I want France to win right now.
Big ultimate. FD God has the sound barrier.
Oh my
God.
God.
With the shatter. Yeah, France are more than happy to spend big here. 10 seconds. Does the Netherlands even get a touch here?
Yeah, they do.
It's definitely not
I think
if
Lucia
dies.
Yeah, A&J, I think, can make it towards the payload, but it's just going to be shredded immediately after getting there, and that was basically a correct prediction. There was no overtime activated in round one.
I think his corpse touched, but it was just like a hair too late there, and yeah, unfortunately that doesn't count. Like, once you're no longer alive, your body cannot contest the payload. So, a great read there from France to understand that, like, not only did A&J have to like try and stay alive, but he also had to go and grab the mega health pack to do it. You saw that Nico walled off one of the potential entrances to the point, so everyone just knew that he had no choice but to try and come through the other, and they just all say like, hey, it's the welcoming committee, welcome to the point.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then it's the firing squad, and it's like, hey, welcome, celebrations.
If you want to call that an honorable death, it's quite the way to go out, though. But again, like, I go back to that Annihilation, and I'm not going to say that the Annihilation would have won Netherlands the point there, but like,
you know what?
You would have liked to have that, and at the point in time, like towards the end, with the benefit of hindsight, like, you're looking for something, right? Like something that can just like make France go away, like make them not be up in your face, like hitting you with shatters and point blank slows from the endothermic blaster from Nico there, like. You want something, just anything, and they weren't able to build up to anything because they didn't have the time because France let out so much of it on the first point. They didn't have the ults because, you know, they used a lot of them on that losing fight there, and because they lost that fight, again, France had the positional advantage, and it's really hard to break through. So now Netherlands have to have a damn good spawn hole.
Are some certain characters banned to play? No.
Netherlands don't, like,
they would never ban any characters to play.
Contest on point A, they are in trouble.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage that can
There's
dish
just
out
some
very,
comps
very
that are stronger
but Nico finding Pastor early now. Those
than others.
long, high
Like some characters that are stronger than others.
So hotly contested,
And some characters work well with others.
It's the stun, and then very quickly Netherlands just falls apart. That early pick from Nico
dude.
was huge, and now they
that
have
was a 30-second spawn hold. That was.
Further.
Yeah, that wasn't even a hold. Like, that was just nothing. It looks like Netherlands are also going to try and take that longer approach, it seems, which I agree with because you have Pastor on the Hanzo, but he has to, like, actually find something from this angle. Like, once again, the defenders aren't going to, like, drop in on top of the payload and try and get something done with the Mei. They're trying to play the ranged game, and, like, the Netherlands don't have a lot of space that they can afford to give now.
Yeah, and you can see them pinging this Hanzo. Nico wants to put as much pressure as possible onto the Hanzo, and some decent damage done by Pastors. The reviews is just like completely marking the Hanzo, and there's not much to be done. However, they trade that out for a tank, and there's not a lot of damage that can be absorbed now since Ben Best is out of the fight, forcing the ice block out of the Mei, though Tap only kept alive by the Immortality Field. Pack playing around with the shield now. This is going to allow for so much more sustain, and Nico is somehow able to take down Tap as well. Reviews now with a huge
the cart is past the
Matrix thrown in there.
The car.
As well.
They don't have a second. They don't have another contest.
They're going aggressive to try and deter the staggers. Like, you can see that teleporter, and like FD God was up there as well. This is gonna be France just getting the cap. Like, Netherlands can't go in and contest. They're gonna have to try and play for that high ground, but with 4.5 minutes to get, like, only about halfway through the point here, like, this is looking like France's map to win here. Like, as hard as Netherlands fumbled the bag on their attack, France would have to do it twice as hard on theirs to not cap out here. So Netherlands, like, they need something, and they need to stagger their ults out, like, flawlessly from here on out. Pastor still has not built up to a Dragon Strike. They're going to open with the Amp Matrix. That should force some positioning and buy them a couple seconds, but you kind of need a little bit more buying power.
Yeah, now the Amp Matrix does come out, and it forces them to back up a little bit until the ultimate runs out. So some time staved off the timer, but it's still 4 minutes left over, and the Shatter comes through, but it misses because of the shield, and now the Blizzard could potentially come in huge. The Annihilation is available, and it comes out very quickly. There's the Symmetra turrets that's doing so much damage to Dan, though.
Holy shit, they kept Dan alive! What a fucking...
But they're still able to get the picks, and the sustain comes through because of the Immortality Field. Bro. Huge play from Buddy there to keep their tank in the game.
I guess France used all their ults to try to win the game right there, but look at their ult economy, bro.
They're forcing France back for another minute.
Look at their ult economy.
His toenail was still hanging over the edge of that Blizzard there and got frozen up.
They have 3.5 minutes to build their ults, but they have nothing. Netherlands has their dragon still.
On both sides. France have time to build up to something, but like Netherlands can't allow them that time. They have to stagger these fights out with picks. Pastor, if he can find another shot there onto Nico, that'd be massive. But
that's a good dragon.
A bit of space here.
Got him off the high. Got him off the high ground.
The high ground with the Dragon Strike as well, but that still allows them to contest the payload. And
Tap
doing a lot of damage to try and contest this high ground as well with the switch onto the Hanzo now, and it is approaching just a few meters away from where
I think France's downfall, not maybe this series, but later on in the series, is going to be their fucking ult economy, chat.
Pastor, I mean, the Dragon Strike forced a lot
I think their ult economy is going to fuck them up later on in the stages. Because obviously later on in the stages, the teams are going to be better, right?
Again, they still have
they're not going to be able to have
up to something substantial. Like, they're going to come up on the Amp Matrix, and they might be able to make Netherlands sweat a little bit with it, especially with the cart so close. Like, they can force positioning and just make the Netherlands play from a suboptimal position and just get the win like that.
Oh!
Ben Best getting down so low, though.
Okay, they're gonna have ults coming up here. They're gonna have ults.
A little bit before reviews can get him all the way back up. But there's the Amp Matrix trying to force the positioning, and there's the Annihilation once again from down. It's been built up. It's just taking so much damage.
That's GG.
Here.
That's
and they're
GG.
able to finally take down Dan, though, from Pack at range, and that is just going to be the game here for France. They are able to take it 2-0.